Hello everyone, and welcome to part 2 of rating your Skyrim builds. I had 30 comments on this community post, and it's taken quite a while to get through them, but I wanted to get through all of them. So, hopefully some of you have come back for part 2, and we're going to jump right in with Ben's little build here, which is Grenga Dwemer Smith. I don't know what Grenga is, a name? They're an orc, heavy armour, archery, two-handed werewolf. Dwarven gear only, no magic. Most fun I have with a Skyrim build / playthrough as it kickstarted my enjoyment of Skyrim. Okay, you know what, this is very simple. I'm a bit annoyed it had to read more when the extra line is just these two. Kinda wish it had just shown me all that. This seems pretty standard. Yeah, some Dwarven gear, use archery for long range two-handed. I mean, the werewolf part, I'm not sure how much that goes in. Like, I feel that's nice. Nice to have, and I'm guessing it's a focus as you've included it in the skills. Heavy armor, archery, and two-handed. Yeah, that's fine. A smith, I'm guessing you'd go with smithing then. This is one where I feel like it needs a little bit more. I do actually really like no magic builds where you're specifically like, I'm not going to use magic, I'm not going to use anything close to that. I'm a fan of it. It's quite a fun way to play Skyrim, and a nice kind of restriction to putting yourself which does alter things. But ultimately there's just not a lot here. I am glad you had fun with it though. Sounds fine. I didn't give like number ratings last time. I don't really do number ratings, but you know what? This time I'll try and do them. This is a 5 out of 10. Like, very middle of the road. There's not enough here for me to say good stuff about it, but there's also not enough for me to really say bad stuff. A couple of things I kind of like, a couple of things I kind of don't. Alright, J17. With the Oath of Conquest Paladin, Gerwen the Nightspawn. I feel like some people get really big into, I'm gonna give this person an epic name, and there's others who are like, they're called Warrior, because they use warrior skills, and I can fully say that I'm in the second camp. I'm terrible at naming characters, which is bad, because I need to name a lot of them. Okay, this looks like it's going to be a longer one. Cool. Wait, there's 2? Oh, J17, you crafty fool. Alright, so the Oath of Conquest Paladin is an Altmer with... oh, birth sign. Fancy. Using the Standing Stone of the Lady. I'm guessing this is... yeah, this is Skyrim. I was wondering at first if this was an Oblivion build that you stuck in here, but no, you are using the Lady Stone, which is a better regen for health and stamina. Kit is... yeah, that is. Vigil Corrupted Armour. Man, people really like the Vigil armour, it seems, from Creation Club. The Mace of Marlock Bow, Steel Shield, Steel Greatsword. I mean, these two feel a bit out of place with these, you know. Skills, one-handed, heavy armour, two-handed, Conjuration, Destruction. Playstyle Dark Paladin. What more do you need to say? Factions, Volkihar clan. Once a member of Lord Narifar's Boethia cult within the Thalmor? Don't know if this is actual lore or fan stuff. Gerwen was disillusioned with the Prince of Plots following the Battle of the Red Ring. I know so little Elder Scrolls lore. This could all be real, this could all be made up. I have no idea. Turning to Marlock Bow and turning on her former comrades in the Thalmor until she was captured and imprisoned by them. Escaping their prison, she was bestowed with vampirism and sought out the Mace of Marlock Bow. Bloodchill Manor and Castle Volkihar will be her primary bases. I will say the captured and imprisoned by them, escaping the prison into vampirism, like, this part is all like post-game backstory, which I'm okay with including, but I feel like you need like the linking point. Like, she escaped her captors, but was then caught by the Imperials while fleeing, sort of thing. It's literally just like one little sentence, just connect it to the starting point of the game, so you've got pre-gameplay, post-gameplay. Also, one-handed and two-handed. I'm never a fan of that. Like, no. I'd much have rather seen you either just get rid of one or the other. Like, either do what I'd call Battle Mage, which is one-handed and then spell in the other hand, so you can do your summons and your destruction for a bit of range damage, or do two-handed and use Conjuration, so your summons and your destruction for the long range, and then once enemies get close, switch to your two-handed weapon. I don't like having both one-handed and two-handed. Like, I've done it a couple of times in builds, but I've never been a fan of it. And especially seeing as... wait, you don't have block on here, but you've got a steel shield. And if you want to go with the Mace of Molag so badly, yeah, just go for one-handed, because the Steel Greatsword and Steel Shield are boring, honestly. Because you've got some cool stuff here and a bit of a nice theme of like an evil paladin, which is fun to play as. But then you're like, and here's a basic steel weapon. It's like, that lets it down a bit. I think I'll give it a 7. I don't know if that's high or not. You know what, I'm going to go with 7. It's a solid idea. You've clearly got your own like theming stuff going on, and a strong theme is powerful. It carries a build more than anything else in my opinion. But I feel like there's a few things here where it's like, it's making a build worse rather than better, and a couple of minor things that could be improved, of course. I do like how concise you've managed to make it while still providing a lot of information though. That's a big thumbs up. Alright, and you've got 4 of these. Okay, we're doing the rest of them quickly. So, Shadow of Darkwoods, Mediafan, Bosmer, Birthsign the Shadow, so that's invisibility. Anniversary Edition, Necromancer, Robes and Hood, Staff of Worms, Steel Staff of Ice Storm, Conjuration Destruction, One-Handed and Stealth, Nightblade Necromancer, Granddaughter of the infamous Yeager Farn. Isn't that like the villain from the first Elder Scrolls game? I might know a tiny bit of Elder Scrolls lore. Who inherited his aptitude for the darker aspects of magic. She will take up residence in Gallows Hall to perfect her necromancy. Once again, what's One-Handed doing in here? Like, you're using staffs and spells. I kind of get wanting to be a little stealthy about it, and maybe using stealth to get away, but a Nightblade? The Nightblade part I don't get. Necromancer makes sense with all of that. Nightblade I don't get so much. I'm going to go with a 5. You get a 5 on this one. I'm a little bit disappointed now. Wolf Queen of the Reach, Maya Ondava. I'm probably butchering every name here. Breton with the Tower. Why are people going for the Tower? I've never seen anyone before today genuinely use the Tower Stone. Like, I've tried it and tried making builds around it. I was going to do Standing Stone builds a while back, and it's just not very good. Like, lockpicking's easy in the game. Okay, Forsworn Armour, Armour of the Old Gods, Eye of Melka, Forsworn Sword, Red Eagle's Bane, Forsworn Bow. I'm guessing they're going to be a Forsworn. One-handed, light armour, archery, destruction, conjuration, alteration, restoration, illusion, sneak, everything. Absolutely everything. We were onto a good thing here. We were onto a good thing up until this point. Once you add on all of these others, I'm like, no. Go to this one, maybe add on sneak as well, but I find like 4 or 5 skills all you need. This is too many skills. So they're an arcane skirmisher, emphasis on werewolf form, devout follower of Hircine with aspirations to unite the Reach by reclaiming the legacy of someone otherwise known as Red Eagle. She had claimed Hendrheim as her base from which to operate in the Reach. Good home choice, though she has plans to take over the Vindrel Hall once she has secured a foothold in Markarth. Yeah, see, the Forsworn stuff was going well, the skills let this down though. You've got the armour, you've got the Eye of Melka, very nice little touch, I approve of that very much. Like, this is some solid stuff, and a bit of a skirmisher, going for a bit of magic as well, but the problem is you've gone with all the magic skills, and that's let you down. This would have been like a 7 or an 8, I'm giving you a 6. 6 out of 10, too many magic skills, you've spread yourself too thin. Alright, and final one from J17, the Dawn Warden, Mazakun, who's a Khajiit, Lordstone, always a good choice honestly, Dwarven Mail and Ebony Mace from Ghosts of the Tribunal, I can't remember what that looks like, light armour, oh I'm guessing this is the Dwarven Mail is the light armour variant, I'm guessing then, one-handed, restoration, illusion, speech and sneak, I said those two at the same time, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you got 6 here. A little bit much maybe, but I feel like that might just be a minor one. Light Armour Paladin / Arcane Rogue. I feel like your playstyles maybe need a bit more explanation. Thieves Guild and Companions. As a cub, Mazakun was nearly turned into a nightmarish champion of Namira. You clearly read a lot of the lore. The ritual was interrupted by a passing knight, and she was raised by the knight in Reveal, where she developed a strong but flexible moral compass. In Skyrim, she sought out the Temple of Mara to cleanse the Daedric influence from her soul, and in the process ended up in the Thieves Guild, where she sought to reform them. After slaying Mercer Frey in a very close encounter with Namira and Markarth, Mazakun ended up using the lycanthropy of the companions to break Namira's grip on her soul, Curing her lycanthropy afterward left her soul entirely her own to pledge to Mara. I feel like we've got an interesting one here. I don't know enough about the lore, and I'm clearly missing stuff here. This is kind of interesting. You know what? I'd remove illusion. Illusion feels out of place, especially if this is someone who's very morally good and trying to convert others to moral goodness. I'd get rid of it. Sneak, I can understand. But illusion, that's like fully messing with people a bit. Obviously, you've not actually said how you're using it here. Maybe you're just using, like, buffing spells, but if you're playing more of a stealthy character, I imagine you're going alone. So illusion feels a bit out of place. I like some of this, but I don't really know quite enough about how it really all actually fits together to work. So I'm going to go a 6. It could go up a point or two, but I don't really fully get it. I feel like I need a little bit more to fully understand where you're going with it. Alright, we have Treasure Hunter, who's a regular viewer and commenter. Says, I like my Wolf Warrior build. Male Nord, leveling 3-2. Once again, when you're doing the leveling thing, you've really got to say what they are. I'm going to guess 3 health, 2 stamina, because I don't see magic in here. So skills are two-handed, block, heavy armor, smithing, enchanting, archery. Pardon me. Archery is an optional one. I literally drank some water. That shouldn't set me off. That is a few too many skills, I'd say, but you are putting archery as an optional thing. So, Unrelenting Force, Elemental Shout, Shout But Let, Hit Faster, Lycanthropy. I like how you've forgotten the name of the shout we all know the name of, so I'm not going to say it out loud. Yeah, becoming a werewolf. Okay, Wolf's Armor, two-handed, Heavenly Steel Axe. I'm guessing that's a modded thing? Wolfrad, Zephyr or Barber Stack Prince, Vegetable Soup, always handy, Hersian Ring, other werewolf rings. Alright, so a werewolf with some of the wolf stuff. I like the wolf theming. Two-handed, heavy armor, smithing, and enchanting all kind of makes sense. I'd personally put both block and archery as optional if you're going to include them. Like, you know what, I'd actually get rid of block entirely. Sometimes it works out okay with two-handed for a bit of staggering and slow time, but I really don't bother unless you're going with a shield. Also, if you're going with a werewolf, a big advantage of that is being able to like knock enemies down and make them flee and stuff. So I'd say the two-handed kind of standard warrior should be your just, I'm getting through this stuff. And when you need to fight an enemy who you might need to block or whatever, go for werewolf form instead. That's what I'd go for. Archery, yeah, I'd get rid of archery as well. I get that you probably want a bit of range, but werewolves are fast enough that you don't need to worry about the range. So I'd say get rid of block, get rid of archery, be a lot better. It's nice to see some shouts in there. I rarely play as the Dragonborn when I make a build, but yeah, fairly solid. Vegetable Soup's always great. Wolfrad would be, yeah, solid axe, fits in with the theme. Obviously a very companions-heavy build. Solid. I'm going to give this one a 6 as well. I feel like I'm very much sticking around the same point, but if you didn't have block and archery, I'd probably have given it a 7. I feel this is another one where it's like, just a couple too many skills to be putting in there. These are surplus to requirements for this particular character. Alright, so Vapor Sweb says, Nord, shield in one hand, appropriate destruction spell in other hand. Destruction to apprentice level spells only. Heavy armor boots and gauntlets to dwarven level. I'm guessing that means dwarven. Mage robes, basic healing spell, no enchanting but supplement with appropriate alchemy, more vegetable soup than hides. Okay, last thing made me chuckle, that's good. It feels like some kind of very niche challenge you're going for, which I kind of approve of. Kind of. Like, one thing I do like is just apprentice level spells only. I'm like, oh, okay, clearly you're wanting to be able to cast a lot of spells. I've seen, all the time, I see people being like, bigger number, always better, which is not the case. Being able to cast a lot of cheaper spells is often so much more helpful, because you don't want to have 100% accuracy. You don't. You suck at aiming. And I say that to literally everyone, because no one has 100%. So sometimes you're a lot better off using the cheaper spells, and if you're fighting like a basic wolf or something, why go for the top tier spell where you can get rid of them just easier with a spell that uses less magicka? possibly higher, faster charge time and stuff. So that I liked. Combination of heavy armor and robes. That's obviously going for like a alternate Vigilant of Stendar look, where normally they've got like the steel plate stuff. Yeah, no enchanting along with that. It means you're only really going alchemy, because you're probably not bothering with smithing. 5 out of 10, like, I feel like you're restricting yourself a lot, and if you want to go for the challenge, go for it, but this is a few too many specific restrictions for my liking. Alright, Ye44 has a Skyforge build. Don't know if this will actually show up, I had to approve it on the hidden section, and I've been thinking of remaking it with Anniversary Edition in mind, but anyway, here is the Soul Eater. And can't open it in another tab, don't know why. Took a minute to load up, but we are now on the Skyforge, which is, yeah, mostly Skyrim builds and stuff. I actually do have a page on here. I wonder, can I log in? It's been a while since I've been here. Alright, I'm signed in now. Apparently I have a notification. I don't care about it. It's taken way too long for everything to load up just from doing this. So yeah, the Soul Eater. I like how you get images for this one. This is nice, means I don't have to do anything in editing to make this footage more interesting as well. Don't actually know if I'll edit these at all. Okay, the Soul Eater once made a deal for power, but forgot to make it his power. Now the Ideal Master have a tool to be used in any way they see fit. If it tries to rebel, it can be cut from the power source. You will obey. Cool, cool, cool. Ideal Masters are from, like, the Soul Cairn kind of thing. So you're playing as a Dumber Vampire. Fire resistance is good, yep, counters the vampire weakness to fire. Higher destruction, easier to bring to 100. Alright, Dumber Race is also in part the base of the Dremora in Skyrim in terms of game data. Interesting thing. 555 in terms of stats, 5 levels of Magicka and working to the right. This gifts for Soul Eater. Oh, gifts. I'm guessing you're missing the T there. I was expecting an actual, like, GIF. Stats needs to do for what it's made for. It's going with Thunderbolt, Lightning Storm, Close Wounds, Icy Spear, Lightning Rune. So very heavy in destruction, a bit of restoration as well. Soul Tear, Stormcall and Dragon aspects for shouts. And Atronach Stone, Blessing of Talos and Ancient Knowledge. Okay, so primary source of Dalian is Lightning of the Soul Cairn. I like that, going with the Lightning of that. Cool, cool, cool. Till it has access to the spells, use Lightning and Rune. Gives most XP of the early game spell. Okay, nice little tip there. Yep, healing closed wounds. Ideal Master Supply of Magic, Atronach Stone be increased with 100% Fortify Restoration Potion. Is this a glitch? This feels glitchy. Exchanging souls for Magicka for power. That is how the Masters work. Magicka will have to be restored with the usage of a Summoning Staff? I don't get this. This feels like a glitchy kind of thing, which I'm not a fan of. I'm going to skip quite quickly over this one because there'd be a lot to read. Okay, so skills, we're going Restoration, Novice, Respite and Regeneration, Heavy Armor for Juggernaut, Conditioning and Reflect Blows, One-Handed, Max Out Arms when I get Fighting Stance, Level 46, that's a bit higher than I go for myself. Okay, going into Enchanting and getting no perks, I'm guessing. Daedric Smithing and Arcane Blacksmith. Alright, maxing out Basic Kick Alchemist, Physician and Benefactor, and Destruction, going all the way up to Master, Augmented Shock and Frost, and Disintegrate. Okay, this is starting to feel a bit more spread out than I'd like. 46 is a high level in my opinion. So, made to collect souls, so that's kind of your whole deal. And you're going to be a vampire as well, so you get to go to the Soul Cairn, and that kind of makes sense. Yeah. And Soul Terror as well. Ideal gifts and souls to take. What? Mortal souls? Oh, it's telling you people to go after? I'm guessing? Kind of? I don't really get this. Okay, so you use Soul Tear, which helps. I don't get this build. I don't get that. Are we real? This has gone over my head, so I'm not gonna rate it. This feels like you're both trying to screw yourself over and make yourself overpowered, and I don't understand what's going on. Like, normally I'm like, oh yeah, written builds are all good. but I feel like I need to see a video. This is one of the few times where I'm like, I need a video specifically to understand what's going on here. I don't get it. I just don't. Okay, people are talking about it. Maybe they know what's going on. But, not well versed enough. Wait, what question? Okay, well, let's just move on to the next one. Alright, Epic Wolf here posted a build to r/Skyrim build. Is it Skyrim build or Skyrim builds? I thought it was Skyrim builds. Doesn't matter. I've grown to not like the backstory I gave them, so I won't put it here, but just type Arcane Barbarian on Reddit, it should be the first thing to show up. If anyone wants to do that, feel free. So the Arcane Barbarian, they are a Nord with the Hatchnart Stone, the Helm of Ingle, Stormcloak Officer Armour, way too short a skirt, Asdor's Gauntlets of Wanding, Boots of Water Walking, and Galdor Amulet. Galdor Amulet's pretty popular. I mean, it is good. So Magic, Bound Battle Axe, Chain Lightning, Dragon Aspect, and the best flesh spell you can get. Third healing spell, so whichever one you want, I guess, and best available ward spell and lightning cloak. Quite a lot of magic. So Stormcloaks, Companions, College of Windhold, main questline, Dawnguard, and Dragonborn, so DLC optional. Heavy armor just going for Juggernaut, can appreciate that. Two-handed Barbarian, Champion Stars, Limb Splitter, Great Critical Charge, Devastating Blow, Sweet Warmaster. This feels like a lot, considering how much magic you've got as well. Conjuration, go up to Apprentice and get Mystic Binding. So Conjuration's just to get yourself a two-handed weapon. Destruction goes up to Adept, Augmented Shock and Disintegrate, so that's your range damage. Restoration is healing and protecting from spells. And then Alteration, okay, Alteration is defense. So Alteration and Heavy Armor are defense. Conjuration 2, well, Conjuration is just getting you that. It's got a reply. What's the reply? Oh, I also got the idea of special moves from Skypothesis. Vengeful Storm, Secret of Arcana, Shining Beast, Lightning Cloak. I don't know what this is going on about. I'm feeling out of my depth, apparently now. That it is getting warmer. I know people go, no, it's not warm. It's not 5 billion degrees. I get heat stroke like stupidly easy, so my brain slows down in the heat, okay? I apologise if this is all obvious stuff, but it's not to me anymore. Yeah, I feel like you've gone really heavy and two-handed, while also having a lot of magic. It's a bit too wide of a spread. I kinda like the general idea. An Arcane Barbarian I do like, and conjuring up your two-handed thing, but having a bit of other stuff to work with. I kinda like it, but I'm not sold. You know what, I'm gonna go for a 7 this time, which I think is the highest I've given. But yeah, I feel like this is really heavy, which would be fine if there wasn't so many other magic, and the heavy armor as well. Like, maybe this will work out, but it seems a bit much on the magic side for me. Just a little bit, especially when you've not got any like enchanting to reduce the cost of stuff, which I do get because you want to end up just summoning your battle axe and charging him that way, but then you've got so much of this. Yeah, I feel like it's just a bit much on the lots of magic. Like 4 schools of magic is a lot to be working with. Alright, F-Dots just says, my build heart. Have a heart. I don't know what else to react to that. Cynic here saying, High Elf Paladin, no crime, glass armor / holy elf armor, guessing that's a modded thing, sun spells only, mace, shield, sun spells, said that already, illusion to bypass, no crime. Wait, sun spells only, illusion. You're getting docked points for that one. But yeah, mace, I do like a mace on like a paladin style character, always feels best. I'm not sure where that originates from, but it feels good. Going no crime is good. Glass armor, high elf. Yeah, you know what? There's a good theme here. I feel like this part, if you deleted this, I'd be giving you like a 7 or an 8. I'm gonna go for a 6, because you mentioned sun spells twice, but also thrown an illusion. That ruins it a bit for me. Ben here, I feel like we've had a few Bens on this, says I have never made it past the mid-game, so I couldn't tell you, hey, mid-game builds are fine. I really appreciate, like, low-level builds as well. I just had Tony Mo posted a tweet being like, why is everything just best build ever on Diablo, which I think he's teaching his mum, I want to say. Half remembering a tweet right now. And it's like, it's really important to have like lower tier builds and lower level builds, rather than just being like, here's how you beat the game. So first step, you're going to need to beat all the main quest line to get the best gear. Like, screw that noise. Okay, Kogel de Ragnaros says Skyrim Anniversary Edition build, Arcane Brawl. Is that supposed to be Brawler? Or just Brawley? Or Arcane Fists, Female Khajiit, extra unarmed damage, and a 20% damage bonus against male characters using Lover's Insight and Diabell's Blessing. An actual reason for going for, like, female/male. Interesting. So, we've got Heavy Armour for the unarmed perk and beautiful sets of armour. Okay, if you're going on, like, looking good, I'm already rating this higher. Block, plan to use a shield on my left hand to defend myself from magic/arrows and for stagger, meanwhile my enemies will be getting a barrage of punches. I did that on my unarmed build. The only disadvantage is you don't get the kill cams, which sucks. You can hotkey to unequip it right beforehand if you want to get that though. Restoration, Quick Healing, and Suncloak spells, which goes very well with the Arcane Brawler theme. Woof woof doggo. Destruction, it is only here because of a cloak spells. Destruction potions greatly increase the damage of the cloaks. Since I will not allow myself to use any other destruction spells beside clocks. Here's a clock die. I'll need plenty of gold to level up destruction to. You're going to 100 while using the cloaks. That I don't like. That I genuinely don't like. I feel like you should just have it as a minor boost rather than being like, get it to 100. Alchemy, only for creating fortified block, fortified destruction, magic resistance, and restore magic potions. And optional, you can use stealth with rune spells. Wearing heavy armour is totally irrelevant as long as you can enchant your boots with muffle and use a muffle movement perk. Okay, now you can just find a good combination of armour. Okay, I'm a bit annoyed because you've said beautiful sets of armour but haven't singled out one. Kinda don't like that. Also don't like that you're going for 100 in destruction. I wonder how many people are like thinking, oh, a main skill hits 100. You do not need to hit 100 with a main skill. They're just the ones you level the most and focus on the most. Like, getting up to 100 on most skills is not needed or wanted. Especially if you're going with rune spells, you've diluted a bit here. I was liking, like, block, restoration, punching, bit of destruction for the cloaks as well, so you, like, get yourself a cloak, punch stuff, you've got your shield and that, you just restore yourself when needed, the alchemy gives you little buffs. That's a really good unarmed build with a bit of magic, Arcane Brawler, I'm in with it. Then you got destruction to 100, added in stealth and rune spells, and I'm like, you didn't leave an armor thing. Let's see what the replies are for if they change this. Oh, Vinny's from Drake saying you really only need to wear heavy armor gauntlets of the type of build. You can just get your heavy armor up to 50 with the perks, and it have the wrong skill level. You can get almost 50% stamina regen from light armor, only if you're wearing only light armor. Okay, so yeah, that's just a bit of confusion here. Also, you may as well go full heavy armor if you're already going with the heavy armor of the gauntlets. So, yeah. I feel like this would have been an 8 or a 9. I'm going to give it a 7, because it's still very good. I like how you thought about this extra thing here. That's nice. If you'd like included some armor sets and maybe gone less on the destruction, I would have rated it higher. Alright, so next up we have Ramicon, who says a 4 build, one-handed stolen mace, all shock spells, armor dealer's choice. I like Lord Mail with Daedric gloves / boots and jagged crown. That's quite a dark look for 4. That's like a evil universe 4 thing. I am curious if you're going more of like a Marvel style 4 or like old school Norse mythology or like God of War, which has 4 and is more based on old school, but yeah, I'm curious about what type of 4 build you're going with. Shock spells, hammer, or mace in this case, because that's as close as you can really get. Does kind of make sense. If you're going one-handed, yeah, the Stalrim mace is basically a hammer. I like that. It's not much to the build though. You get a 6. You go above average, but that's it. Oh, and Furion? I'm guessing it's Furion. Says, well, don't mind if I do, fancy a Nightblade Vampire Hunter. And it's time to load up another Skyforge thingy. Let's see how much the clock goes forward on this cut. Alright, that loaded up a bit quicker than it did previously, at least. All this is from 2018. It's an Ordinator build. I mean, I feel like I'm not in the right person for judging an Ordinator build. Wait, click here for the full backstory. Oh my god, this is this is a lot. That's a lot of mods. That's a lot of stuff. And okay, I appreciate you formatted it well. Oh, I like the colouring as well to make that clear. I approve of that. That's Triss. This is Ordinator stuff. I don't understand any of this. This is a lot. Yeah, I didn't really post builds that much to Skyforge because I feel like this is the sort of build that's wanted on Skyforge, and this is a lot. Like, look at this, and is the full backstory going to be longer? Let's see if this is even longer. If this is a shortened backstory, it's mental. Alright, we're on the backstory page, and scroll. Wait, we go 13 years earlier, present day, than 5 weeks earlier. Look at this. This is a lot. This is a lot. That's a lot. If anyone does want to read all of this, I will be linking this post in the description of both videos, so you can scroll down and find this. I am just going to say I am not fit to judge that. I know where my specialities lie. I have some authority as a Skyrim build maker. I'm going to be like, I can't judge it. Wipe my hands clean of that. You've clearly put a lot of work in, I'll say that. There's clearly been a lot of work put into that, and it wouldn't be respectful for me to just be like, no, I don't like this, because I don't understand it. And if you don't understand anything, just accept it and leave it to those who do. Okay, we're on the final 3 now. I can't scroll down any further than this. Alright, Vinius von Drakes, there's too many to try to pick just one of them, and most aren't higher than level 40 sub. That's good! Why do people want their builds so high level? Low 30s, high 20s, low 30s, perfect build level for Skyrim in my opinion. Sneak plus archery equals one-shotting dragons. It's literally just a stealth archer, 0 out of 10. Gabriel says, Vampire Breton Knight with some necromancy. He will later repent and become a Knight of Mara. You know what, that's a nice theme. There's really not much here, so I feel like giving it more than a 5 would be unfair, but that's a solid way to be like, okay, I want to play as this kind of character, and then you come up with a build from there. But that's it, we're done. This is the end of the video. I have no idea how these videos will do. I doubt I'll do another one just like this, but if you'd like some Skyrim stuff that isn't just a normal character build, let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed, leave a like. Don't bother subscribing. Content will change in a few months. I don't know what I'm doing yet. As always, thank you very much for watching. Sarge out.